So ECOWAS continue to push for military action against Niger, even respective of all Africans shouting that that should not be, and even France trying to, station their military jet in African country, which Algeria literally reject, and Burkina Faso, Guinea, all some of the African neighboring countries reject. But Nigeria is giving France Passover, and as well as Ghana giving France Passover, even Gambia, so giving France Passover to use military action against Niger. But in this sense, there have been a top commander and top negotiation where the Niger top officials say that, okay, we have to use 3 years to fix our country, then we can return it back to military and we can return it back to civilians regime. At the moment, France is having their way by intimidating our civilians, but we as a military, we want to take over the country fully and make sure that things that concern our country stays with us. In doing this, that we will plan and return this into democracy in 3 years. But Nigeria continue to push, and ECOWAS cannot move without Nigeria. Nigeria in Africa, they are one of the top economic in Africa. In fact, the second or third, compared to South Africa, and Nigeria is actually the second, if I'm to say, the economic. So in terms of this ECOWAS, they cannot move without Nigeria and go ahead. They don't have the finance. Ghana, they don't have the finance, and other Africans don't have the finance to finance this problem. So only Nigeria, and Nigeria by structure is just a mere express of some people gathered together by the British government to make European express. So in West Africa, even the revolution going on, you will see Nigeria will be the last to take that revolution, because Nigeria by itself is a complex and a complicated nation, whereby the Northerners are telling the government that you should not attack Niger, that they and Niger is, the same. One of the advocates that is coming up recently is El-Rufai. El-Rufai, although he has been a religion bigot, and El-Rufai has been someone that disgusts everybody. But anyway, he was telling the government that if you attack Niger, you are attacking the North. And the people of Biafra have just said the thing that if the government attack Niger, that they are going to break away, declare their independence immediately, and they are going to support Niger to attack Nigerian government. So in between this, the two tribes here, look at the North is the Hausas telling the West, which happened to be the selected president Bola Ahmed Tinubu, not to attack Niger, and the Igbos, which is the Biafra, most of the Biafra areas, are telling the West. So it will be between the Niger and in the Western Australia and the Western Nigeria, and in this case there will be a problem for the West. So a lot of sensible West are calling Tinubu to keep off, and this will see the end of Nigeria. The revolution is going on now. It haven't started for the English country, but the English country revolution has to take place for that country, for continent of Africa to be literally liberated, and Nigeria will not allow to get involved in the revolution, because that's see that the economic power of Nigeria will break out, because most of the North, even the North that are saying don't attack, the North and Nigeria himself they are just a consumer in Nigeria. They are not bringing any good input in the country. I would say the West are bringing some, and I would say the South is bringing. So now the country is not together. It's not one. If you see in Nigeria, you see a lot of complication, and you see in terms of the dialogue, you see what is happening here. The Northerns are going there to dialogue on Northern interests, not only Nigerian interests. It's the only the North that are going to dialogue this. Why the South? Why the West? They all stay there to watch. Now you ask yourself, if Nigeria is one, then they will bring people from the South, people from the North, and people from the West to go and dialogue. You see the former vice president, the emir, all of them are going there. They're telling that the North and the Nigerians. So Nigeria is not one. Even for a country to come out and your country threatening you, and a citizen, a common citizen who is not even a governor again, is threatening the government. Now you ask people, if people from the South speak this way, El-Rufai is speaking, they will just go and pick them up and begin to shoot them. The next thing you hear that these are thoughts. Nigerian soldiers only have strength when it comes to the Biafrans. Nigerian soldiers are not trained for anything. That's why in some way people are saying it's good for the Biafran to allow this Nigerian to go and face war and see what is war, because no Nigerian have seen that. And you see, while this Nigeria are preparing for this war, a lot of Nigerians are now happy with the associate or the ally they got from Burkina Faso, Mali, and Guinea. So when these alliances are arriving, you see a lot of people are jubilating, and this guy happened to be one of the favorite and lovable president that Africa have had after Thomas Sankara. So this Burkina Faso president, in fact, people are tipping him up to be ECOWAS president. They wanted to kick off all these old cargoes, all these British and all these colonial masters influences and instigate leaders. They wanted to kick them out and put this. But look at how people are jubilating because they want to see change, and that change in Niger is something that we want to see. So now ECOWAS is saying that okay, it must be action. It must press to eliminate this guy. They must press to eliminate Libya, and these things continue to linger in West Africa. EU should back down. America should back down. Other Western nations should back down because this is all about African, and Africans need to fix themselves. Africa don't want you guys to come and continue to exploit their country. They want business, genuine business, like you saw the BRIC, which is happening now in South Africa, is doing. So they don't want those things. Now this young man is actually telling you guys that how can Africa be so rich in mineral resources and you stay still poor? Even people like Nigeria is a total example. Look at these people. They have, Burkina Faso they have gold, they have neuron. So how come they also still poor? Now they told you, well, listen guys, we are going to make our own business on our own, and you guys should butt out. And he's doing it. And people are trusting the Burkina Faso president, the young president. They trust him because they know that someone like him to be in authority that way, a lot of good things is going to come out in Africa. Look at how Africa will liberate themselves, and they join you to liberate each and every part of Africa you can. People are standing up for Africa. The ECOWAS influencing, military action. They have told them that it will be jeopardized by even the Nigerians. I know the majority of Nigerian military are Nigerians. They recruit them in order to fight the South, which is the Biafra that wants to liberate. So when you ask these Nigerians to go and fight their people, what happened? They will betray the pilot. They will betray their fellow soldiers. That's where you see soldiers turning against each other and shooting each other. So now Africa wants to leave their mess that EU have put them into, to begin to think about themselves and create a good future for themselves. And you guys should bow out from Africa, like this president of Burkina Faso have been saying, that the Africans should stand for them, right? And Africa should develop, and Africa should be sufficient, and Africa should build on the natural resources they have.